Hello everyone, I hope you had a fun time learning about penguins. Now, I was teaching you about penguins using information I found on the internet, but we know that we can also find information from books. So here I've got a non-fiction book. And non-fiction means that it is a book that gives us information. So it's not a storybook, it's a book that teaches us something, that gives us facts and information about something. So what is this non-fiction book about? That's right, it's about penguins. Fantastic. So let's see if we can find out any different information in this non-fiction book. So first of all, what is a penguin? We know that penguins are birds with chunky bodies and short, flat wings. And these emperor penguins are the biggest type of penguin. And unlike most birds, penguins cannot fly. So there's the emperor penguins that we know live in Antarctica. Some penguins live in Antarctica, which is the coldest place on Earth, and most of the land is covered in thick ice and snow all of the time. And these penguins here are standing on a huge floating block of ice called an iceberg. Penguins' bodies keep them warm. They have a thick layer of fat under their skin, which helps to keep out the cold. And they have tightly packed feathers which protect their skin from the icy wind and water. And they often keep their wings close to their bodies to trap the heat inside. They can tuck their feet under their warm bodies. Penguins spend most of their lives at sea. They use their strong wings to swim quickly under the water. Penguins jump into the sea, they swim underwater and they hunt for food. They dive in and out of the water while they are swimming to rest their wings. And when they are finished hunting, they leap out of the water onto the ice. This is not an emperor penguin. This is a Humboldt penguin. And it has short, smooth feathers that help it move through the water easily. Now this page is all about seafood, what the penguins eat. So penguins find all their food at sea. They catch fish, squid and tiny sea creatures called krill. This is a Galapagos penguin. And as it swims, it catches fish and it swallows them whole. Penguins have hooked beaks to help them grab slippery sea creatures, and they also have spines inside their mouths so that their food can't slip away. And a fun fact down here is that emperor penguins can go up to 120 days without food. Now, getting warmer. So, some penguins live in warm places like New Zealand and South America, and they find lots of ways to stay cool. So, they hunt at night time when it's cooler. African penguins live on the beaches in South Africa. Humboldt penguins have bald patches on their faces to help them keep cool. And Snares Island penguins nest in forests where trees shade them from the hot sun. So those are some penguins that live in warm places. When penguins are on land, they have different ways of getting from place to place. These royal penguins are waddling along a beach and they're holding out their wings to help them balance. To move quickly, some penguins push themselves across the ice on their bellies, and their tough feet and sharp claws help them to climb up rocky slopes. Sometimes penguins jump across cracks in the ice, or they hop from rock to rock. Now this part is about laying eggs. So every year, penguins gather in huge groups to lay eggs. To keep their eggs off the cold ground, most penguins build nests. Different types of penguins use different things for their nests. So in rocky places, penguins pile up stones to make a nest. Some penguins make their nests with feathers to keep their eggs warm. And other penguins dig burrows in the ground and lay eggs in there. Now, in Antarctica, we know that emperor penguins do not make nests. They keep their eggs warm using their bodies. A mummy emperor penguin lays an egg and places it on the daddy penguin's feet, like that. A flap on his tummy keeps the egg warm while the mummy goes to look for some food. And if there are icy storms, the daddy penguins huddle together to stay warm. After 60 days, the chick pecks through the egg and climbs out. Then the mummy penguin comes back to look after it. This baby penguin is balancing on its daddy's feet away from the cold ground. Okay, this section is all about growing up. When they're very young, penguin chicks can't feed themselves and they can't swim. So this penguin has swallowed some food and it's regurgitating it, which means it's bringing the food back up to give to the chicks. When a penguin chick is born, it's covered with lots of fluffy feathers. When it's partly grown, the baby feathers start to fall off. And as it grows up, the penguin gets a full coat of shiny new feathers. Penguins cover their feathers in oil. This is called preening, and it keeps their bodies dry and warm. A penguin uses its beak to pick up the oil. It runs its beak along every feather so that it's coated with oil, and they spend a long time doing this every day. These rockhopper penguins are preening each other to clean the feathers that they can't reach on their own bodies. So, penguins use their bodies to tell each other different things. They use lots of noises and they flap their wings to give each other messages. And penguins sometimes look as if they are playing. But there are good reasons why they do that. Some penguins ride on a wave like they're surfing, but this is the quickest way for them to get back to land. Now, scientists, we talked a little bit about scientists the other day, about scientists in Antarctica. So scientists often study penguins on land and in the sea to find out more about them. Some scientists live for several months in research stations where penguins live. But if they get too close to them, the penguins might hit them with their wings. Scientists measure and weigh penguins to check that they are healthy. They attach tags to penguins so that they can store information about where they go. A camera can be strapped onto a penguin's back to find out what it does underwater. And scientists can also check the nests to count how many baby penguins are born. And then just here, I'll just show you this page. This is just explaining some of the words. This is called a glossary. And this tells us the meaning of some words. So the word Antarctica, we know that is the coldest place on Earth. A rookery is a place where penguins go to find partners and to raise babies. A chick is a baby penguin. Preening is when they cover their feathers with oil. Skua is a large seabird that eats penguin eggs. A predator is an animal that catches other animals and eats them. And a nest is a mound or a hollow that most penguins build to keep their eggs warm. So here in this non-fiction book, it gives us a website that we can go on to find out more about penguins. So if you go on osborne-quicklinks.com and type in the words beginners penguins, you can find out some more information. Okay, so thank you for coming along to watch our non-fiction information. Here, look, I've got a little friend, I've got a penguin. And you see his white and black and orange and yellow feathers. So he is an emperor penguin, and he's going to be helping us to do some maths work later this week. Okay, I hope you have lots of fun finding out some more information about penguins, and I'll see you soon.